Cocktails. I'm your host, Derrick Schommer. I've got with me Curtis McMillan. Ian is, I can't remember what
we killed him.
If you watched last week, he probably said it.
No, I don't think he did.
He's busy.
Because he said it when we were...
I just told you guys. We killed him.
We killed him. He'll be back next week.
He's with Doug underneath our floor.
We will raise him from the dead. If you haven't seen... Did you watch
I can build him stronger.
Dude, did you watch my highlight video?
Yeah, I didn't show up until 5 minutes into it.
I moved...
I must not be entertaining at all.
No, I moved it. I did put some in there.
Because Ian, you love Ian. I think you've got a little you've got man crush on Ian.
Dude,
he's been in
80% of last year's videos, where Doug has been in less, but the ones that I went way back for some of them, for the Doug ones.
You're like, oh, I have to get Doug in there.
No, because I've been working on that video for 6 months, so it's been accumulating. And then I was like, there's some other stuff. Then you came in later, in the last 3 weeks, right? Or 2 months.
Yeah, it's been
so some of those, most of, if you look, they have the black matte. If you look at the matte color, you can tell how dated it is.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, there was some even upstairs, and I was like, we haven't been upstairs in a long time.
That's true. Yeah, there was a couple.
That was Doug.
That wasn't too many. So today we're going to review something Curtis brought over as a sample, not for resale.
Please do not sell this.
So this is Herradura. I have Herradura.
Do you have regular Herradura?
I have Reposado.
Yeah. You want to show? Yeah, let's show what the bottle looks like so people... Because this, most people are going to look at this and be like, I don't know what that is.
Dude, do you know how hard it is for me to find tequila around here? I have Herradura.
Herradura! Herradura! I love saying it. I don't know why. I'm probably saying it totally wrong, but if you just like, Herradura.
Dude, you know what? I have Herradura, but I don't know where it is. It's in the air someplace.
Okay, well, forget it.
There's Herradura.
It's got a horseshoe on the bottle.
Oh!
Aha!
It's a little dusty. Well, that's just because we also do awesome drinks down here, so that's cardboard cutting. That is a Reposado bottle. Now,
yes.
When I post a review, typically if I do a tequila review of any type, half of the time, I should probably make sure that everybody knows this. Half the time people are going to say, have you tried insert name here?
Okay.
No! If you have, not Google, go to our channel main page, search for what you're about to say, and if you find a review, I have tried it. Anything I've tried for tequila is typically going to be on the show, right? And a lot of people say, have you tried Herradura? I'm like, yeah, I have, but it was years later.
Yeah.
This is a good product. Now, when I first saw this at, I think, where we go, that Mexican restaurant down the road, La Coretta.
Yes.
I said it, and you don't have to think anymore.
Yeah.
La Coretta was like, we have Herradura! Because it finally came to the state of New Hampshire, state control, you have to have it in the state to use it, right?
Well, Herradura is...
It's here.
It's a little weird, because Herradura started as, the bottom shelf Jose Cuervo kind of equivalent.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
You actually have one of the older bottles.
This is not that old.
Because the newer bottles are supposed to be pushing it more towards a premium product. And it has this in a metal, it's inlaid into the bottle.
So it pops out a little bit.
Yeah.
This is only 2 years old.
Well, things change.
Well, it's cool. When they do a redesign, everything.
Yeah.
And you know what? The redesign could have been before this bottle, but the company was they're going to flush out their old product.
Now, to jump to certain things, I like the taste of Herradura.
Good.
I'm not big on the company itself.
Because they kill children.
They just they slaughter those poor children. They just don't have certain ethical tendencies that I would expect from a good producer of tequila in Jalisco.
Okay.
There's just certain things about Herradura, their agave practices that I'm just not really huge on.
They kill children.
No, they don't kill children.
Okay. So does Herradura own the farm?
Yes.
Okay, so they got that going for them.
Yes.
That's a major thing.
But the problem is that when Herradura was owned by Herradura, they were a really, really good distillery. Okay?
Okay.
When they were purchased by a gigantic unnamed company.
Hold on, I'll find it. They got to say the Brown Foreman. Yes.
Yes.
I scored rich right here.
Okay.
Yes.
What else does Brown Foreman own?
They own us. Well, they buy tickies from us for parties. I don't know. What else do they own? They own Jack Daniels?
Yes.
Okay. I'm getting good at... Come on. I'm getting good at this.
Nice. Okay, so I would say that there was a shift in the company's ethics during that purchasing period of time.
To marketing?
Yeah, and it just... a lot of the heart and soul went out of the product during that time period.
That's normal though. Like from an acquisition, purchase and acquisition, typically when somebody gets acquired, which is why I don't want Awesome Drinks to get acquired, right?
Please acquire us. I need this as a full-time job.
No, okay, there's that. But at the same time, like, well, it depends. Like, when Amazon acquires, like, Zappos, right? Zappos keeps their company tendencies, which is customer service first, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
So they're known for that. Just because another company acquires them in tech, it doesn't always mean that. Instagram, Facebook, right? They keep their entity. But in general, when a large company buys a small company, the small company within 2 years is going to be very much like the large company.
Exactly.
And that means marketing tendencies, pushing people out, making sure they get faced in every place, bullying companies around to make sure that they're the number one product. You know, selling out bars to make sure there are these little bar mats, they Herradura on them, whatever they have to do to get product. Because they bought the company, now they want to ramp it up.
Yeah.
And you lose all those original people because they leave and go make another company.
So we have, like, I know that we've had a discussion about, you know, the ethical tendencies and all that stuff aside. I have been a big component of barrel finishing. And I've been saying this for a long time, and I think that has a lot to do with my time at William Grant and with Balvenie, because the people at Balvenie were really, really smart with how they used barrels, because they knew that barrels gave such a large amount of flavor to the products that went into them. So if you have a product like a tequila, 100% of the time, it's being finished in probably an ex-bourbon cask.
Right.
Okay?
From the U.S.
The fact that this brand kind of got smart to the idea that, hey, let's try a different type of cask and see what happens, that's really interesting to me.
Sherry is a sweeter fortified wine, right?
Okay.
So,
yeah, so
what are the properties you would get?
So a sherry cask is going to give you
I've had sherry
more of the
casks.
European oak kind of thing. It's going to give you that dark red, plus it's going to give you the dried fruit. European oak kind of does the same thing, but the thing that's interesting to me is that this is a tequila finished in a Scotch cask. So it's still probably a bourbon cask.
It's a sherry. Oh, yes.
But it was bourbon
right.
to Scotland, from Scotland to Jalisco.
Because Scotch...
That's why if you look at
But Scotch, isn't Scotch rested in bourbon?
Yeah, but the thing is that you've got to think about all the... Okay, so the bourbon got the first swag at the cask.
Right.
And that cask...
They buy it new.
Yeah, it's like dark, luscious, big flavors, you know, vanillas. Right. Then Scotland gets it, and it's 10 years in that cask.
Right.
And now it's coming out, and it's like gold, straw. This is like water. It looks pale.
Yeah,
it's like nothing there.
It's like a weak silver reposado. It's like a cheap reposado.
Yeah.
That didn't... Here's the thing. When you get a cheap reposado, here's the trick that people have to pay attention to. Cheap, meaning like $14 or less, reposados are caramel color. Right, you're gonna add.
Sometimes,
you know, they're gonna try and make it feel different. These guys didn't pull that move. They're just like, this is what it is.
It's really cool though, because you're
like
gonna
you
get
drank water but you pissed a little bit.
Bourbon leaves a little bit of its flavor in that barrel when it goes over to Scotland. Right. Scotch is gonna leave a little bit of its flavor in that barrel when it comes over to Mexico. So this is. I've been waiting for this for a long time.
This barrel's moved around.
Yeah.
This barrel is like the whore.
Yeah, it is a whore. It sleeps with everybody.
It's like a 20-year-old whore.
Yeah.
Wait, no. 20-year-old's past its prime.
Yeah.
Whore. It's like a 40-year-old whore. She knows what she's doing, but you don't want to taste her. Is that funny? Come on. When Curtis drinks something, he gets serious. I can't talk about 40-year-old whores. He doesn't care. He's just like, no.
It's my job.
There is a lot of Scotch going on in there.
It's kind of cool.
And you know what? The Scotch that's in here, you know that the Scotch is like a Lefroy or something.
Yeah.
It's peat.
Yeah, you can kind of pull that together.
There's Pete.
Yeah.
There. There's Pete. He's in there, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Pete." Wah!
It's really cool.
It's smoky.
Yeah.
It's like it's not.
It's almost mezcal.
It's not as bad as mezcal can be, but it is like it's a smoky tequila, which Jennifer found out she likes. I liked it. We went to Cancun. I always want to say cruising, but from when we went to Cancun, we got these. They took tequila and they put it and they smoked it somehow. I don't know, smoker.
Well, during the autoclaving process, probably.
So they had, but they said that I think they take the tequila that they bought and smoke it on premise.
You wouldn't be able to do that.
I don't know
You
how
have to
that
catch
would-
it during the production
Can you
phase.
use like there's nothing you could do to infuse that flavor in there?
Well, you could do like what they do in food, but it wouldn't really hold.
How long does that have to hold? Like a minute? Like,
No,
until they
because-
give it to you.
Well, no, I mean, so they smoked it on site in front of you?
No, I think they smoked it and they have it there.
They smoke it and bottle
make
it,
a drink.
right?
No, they bring it out like a specialty item that comes out at the beginning.
Well,
of the
you can buy these things that are like food grade smokers, and you can like cover the drink and then smoke it.
You did that at Blink
Yeah,
Nut, right?
I used to do that.
That's probably like because I don't feel like they. The way the guy described it, now his English wasn't necessarily as fluent as ours, but
Yeah.
the way he described it is he said, "We smoke the tequila and we make this margarita."
Okay.
I don't know if it's a smoked tequila. They did have smokier tequilas.
Yeah.
This is kind of got that smokier flavor. to
So,
it.
what are your thoughts? Do you think it's a winner? Or?
It smells like Scotch.
Yep.
You like Mezcal, Curtis?
Oh, I love it. I brought him a new one tonight.
Did you?
It's over there. It smells like Scotch. Has a little bit of no, it has a lot of bit of taste like Scotch.
Yeah.
It's like a Scotch with a salty, lime agave component to it. It's like a hybrid, which is weird because it's just in the cask and it pulled all the. When you look at the size of a cask compared to the liquid inside of it,
Yeah.
it seems like there's so much liquid that it would not be able to adopt that much of property.
But it does.
It pulls a lot
Yep.
out of there. And I don't know how. I mean, is this a limited edition or is it
I think
a
it was.
small?
I think it was a
seasonal?
limited edition. Yeah.
Like you can't buy this anywhere?
It would be tough. I mean,
No, I
you
want
might
to buy it
want
now.
to
I'm gonna buy it right now.
do a drink up. Yeah.
No, I just want to buy it.
Okay.
Collection.
Buy that one right there.
It's a house collection.
Take it. I'm.
Colección de la Casa. It's a house collected, whatever that necessarily
Yeah.
means for Herradura, but it's neat. The beauty is, first off, it was something that you got from somebody else, so I got to taste it and it didn't come to me.
Yeah.
Now the Herradura people should be paying attention and give me your shit. But at the same time, having hookups to be able to get
Well,
such
I'll
stuff.
throw a shout out because he's been so good to me and he gave us a bunch of free shit today. But Jeff Kleiman over at Drink Spirits is the one that hooked us up with a bunch of shit today.
Drink Spirits?
Yep.
Is that .com?
Yep.
Drinkspirits.com? Mm-hmm. You know that for a fact?
Yep.
You just Google it.
No, I read it once in a while. He puts up blogs. He's a writer.
I'm a writer. I just haven't written for a long time. Like 3 years.
Yeah.
But when I did, I used to get free shit. Actually, this show does help with it.
It does help.
But that is a beauty. If, for those young aspiring writers, if you want free alcohol, I'm going to tell you how to do it. Start a blog. And write for like 6 months. Shit will come your way.
And start talking to as many marketing companies as possible.
Yeah, it's not hard. Make sure you have a contact us link.
Yeah.
And then it goes and sends you email. They will find you.
Yeah.
You review it doesn't even matter. You take this, Herradura. You do a review on Herradura. They watch their shit. They want to know
They
what
have
everybody's
trollers.
saying.
They troll for their
They
stuff.
have Google Alerts set up, so if you type Herradura, somebody within 3 days, because Google Alerts aren't instant, but within
Yeah.
3 days, I could do that for Common Man Cocktails. Nobody talks about my shit. But if I wanted to, I can put an alert for Common Man Cocktails, and
It's
every
kind of
time...
funny. I troll our show. Like I like every
Right.
once in a while I'll jump on Google and like search curd. Like once in a while just to see if like
Is that
see who's
fine?
talking shit. Like that curd guy's an asshole.
You get that very rarely. Dawn, unfortunately, is the highest level, and Doug is probably higher than Dawn just because of volume.
Yeah.
And then, but the funny thing is with Doug is like people are huge fans. Like if I do something with Doug, if I post a video that has Doug in it and you know it from the title,
Yeah.
double the views of everything else. But there's also people who hate
It's all
him.
those girls that love him. That's
People love him and they hate him at the same time. But the difference is for me, like you guys are gonna have haters. When I have haters, they just never show up again because they leave, they don't come back.
Yeah.
People who watch the show for me will hate on somebody that's a co-host because they can.
yeah.
But that's just how it is. As a comment, you should totally
There
leave
is
a comment.
definitely some people that hate on me. Oh, they hate on me.
Nah, that's not too bad. They just don't call you a pompous prick. Or
It's true,
you know,
though.
a know-it-all.
Is that right, Jen? Yeah.
That's true.
But you know, like, the thing is you just own it. Like, you're like, yeah, I know. What do you say to
It
that?
usually stops it like the minute people are like,
I know. Like, you think you know everything. I know that. That's the way I do it too. I'm like,
I agree with you.
You don't know what you're doing. I know. I don't. I have a YouTube show. I'm not a bartender. I have rubber mats with my logo on them. That is as far as I get to a bar. Until I get a real bar. That's what I got, so I can own that. I don't know anything.
Just own it.
Curtis here, and he figures it out. Or you read a book. People, read a friggin' book. So I have a question. Is this going to go out this week? This should go out this week. Question of the day, and this is actually oddly we're not doing a recipe today, but as a question of the day, what me and Curtis wanted to know is what do you, the viewers, think about the recipes we do? Like, because we're struggling. Do we make more user-specific recipes, not all of which are, how do we say?
Good?
Good? I guess. Like, people will submit recipes some people will submit recipes that are they just want to see me freak out.
I mean, I'll give you an example. I mean,
Give me an example.
I've kind of like taken the lantern to go through what is the Rolodex of user recipes, and
500 of them.
I'm going to say a good majority of them call for soda, and not like soda water,
Just soda.
like 7-Up,
Yeah.
or Coca-Cola, and like sometimes I don't think that it's. I don't want to put it out that it's a snobby thing, but it has a lot to do with the fact that it's
You can own that.
Yeah, it has a lot to do with the fact that, like, when your 4 ingredients are, like, Jägermeister, Fireball, Red Bull, and, Blue Curacao, I have to wonder what your intentions were. Like,
Right. Well, I see there's 3 intentions. Somebody was like, I made a drink when I was drunk, and this is awesome.
but
Right?
you were also drunk.
Right.
So you could be drinking baby formula, and you'd be like, that was amazing.
Or some people will almost copy and paste it from like they made the drink. They might not be the same one they made.
Yeah, we get a lot of that too. Like,
they copy
okay,
and paste it from
guys,
the website.
I know that it's awesome to like find old recipes and like it's cool, but like
Do research.
no, I think that section is really important for people that like are really getting into this based on the fact that they're like, I love making cocktails, like I love this. This is great. Like, there's some guys that are like really into it in the thing, and like they they give you like a 4-page write up and like the recipes at the bottom.
Right.
But like that's where that makes sense, because it's like, when you send us the recipe for a margarita, it's like kind of like falls on deaf ears,
We have a lot of margaritas.
Yeah.
And right. So I guess to format the question correctly is, do you rather see user submitted recipes, because I try and mix them in there, user submitted recipes that Curtis makes or I make or Ian makes. We've done a couple of those. We've done more Curtis because I don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
Popular bar recipes that you see everywhere, like the Long Island iced teas, the Cosmo, stuff like that. Industry-changing recipes, like the ones that Curtis tends to submit that are like, this bar made this recipe and they founded their business on it.
Yeah.
Or this is what they're known for. Those type of recipes. Because the question
there's
we have,
a scale too, because it's like if we
want
do
a
more of the
balance,
user
it's
stuff, it's gonna be a little bit easier. And then it's like the total flip side of that is you end up making the stuff like the ISI stuff.
Right. So I know people that want, like, some people watch it for the banter, other people want to make good recipes. So my goal in the direction is, I know what you're going to say is a little of everything, but for those, when you say a little of everything, there's got to be a more of something in that. Like,
Yeah.
would you rather, are you more interested in more recipes that are in the industry and changing the world today, or do you want to see stuff that people have submitted that are just normal humans that are just like, I want to make a recipe with Jaeger and coconut and this and that and the other thing? Like, where do you fall in that range? Because it makes a difference when he's selecting recipes. Should we look at 3 recipes that are submitted from in our recipe at everydaydrinkers.com email address? Should we look
4
at
of them?
Right, like what is the ratio? Because if I ask a single individual what you want, they're going to say, do my recipe. Everybody's going to say that. But as a user, looking at everything that you watch, where do you fall on the style of recipe you want? Because
I fight for the users.
we're here to service you.
You didn't
also
even.
remember that your common man cocktail, like that
Right.
easy recipe you did was really good, but
Yeah.
how many people own an easy?
All right,
I know.
you
Watch
should
the
own
show.
an easy. Like, by watching the show, but when I do an easy recipe, I like to have, like, oh, I need an ISI whipper. I don't mind using that, like, once or twice a month. It doesn't bother me, because it's
Right.
cool. I don't want to do 5 recipes a week.
I
with
just
it.
can't think of
Exactly.
anybody that like outside of us that would take that time to build something like that.
Dude, there are people, I think, we have a lot of viewers, and I
Well,
think there are
that's
some, even
where-
if it's 2% of the people, like, dude, I will make this recipe. If you guys say that's the fucking bomb, I am going to do whatever I need to do to make it.
I'm with you.
We just need to know who those people are and leave their comments. So I expect to see 200 comments in this episode with all of your feedback to what direction you like to go. And I've done videos that are just been these type of questions, but I want to know a ratio. Like, I like the Curtis drinks, or I like this. I want all users submitted. Let me know. I want to know what you're talking about. Don't just say a mix of everything.
That's the first
you
thing.
need to pick in a
The
direction.
fact that you've asked for it emphatically, that's the first thing that everybody's putting out.
Right, like because it's the easy answer. A mix of everything. That doesn't help me. Because I want to know, like, what do you really like? I want to know your individual needs, because then I could take everybody's feedback and make a mix of that aggregate.
Yeah.
It's like voting for president. But you only have 2 choices. You got like 4.
Yeah.
So there you go. And none of them have Democrats or Republicans in them, so it's perfect. And if you're not in the U.S., you're like, I don't know what that means. So there you go. That's your question of the day. We're done. Go. I don't know if you can Google this, but if you know how to get to the Google, search for Herradura Scotch Cask and see if you can buy it in a whole. Do it a whole
I think
bottle.
it's like a blue bottle. Yeah.
And if it costs you a lot of money, I think it's worth it.
It's pretty good.
If you pay a lot for Scotch and you like tequila, it's a marriage.
Kind of like that's where they meet up.
Yeah, it's like sex of these two.
Yep.
Anyway, I just want to say that.
Yeah.
We're done!
Teaching how to drink.
Sweet. Whoa! Oh!
The pickle bag? Really?
That's pickle juice.
You have no idea what it was
Is
going to
that
happen.
pickle juice?
Yeah!
I don't know if this was necessary.